everybody.
Good morning, y'all.
Yes. Hello.
We are live and back.
Right. It's been like these last 14 days. Mostly 10 been probably traveling, 10 and 11 been traveling. But, we back, settled home and ready to get back to what we do.
I'm ready to go again. I want to go somewhere else. But it was fun traveling though.
Yes.
Listen, it is the funniest thing when we do travel, because we obviously know we travel together. I'll be like, listen, I'm going to go into the room, yeah.
Ready to sleep.
Like, you're going to stay with your daughter. You're going to stay with your
Because Magic got different energy. I'll be like, listen, I got to go to sleep so that I can be up for the next training in the morning.
But like we're going to all these places that are like 2 hours ahead, 3 hours ahead. That means we have extra time. Like it's 12 there, it's 9 our time here. Right. So it's like that should give you a little extra bump of energy to keep going.
That is the only thing that has helped me survive, to be honest. That is the only thing that has literally helped me survive the last 2 weeks. They were like, well, again, you're on the West Coast time is only this time. So I'm like, you know what? You're actually right. So I kind of tried to stay on the West Coast time, even as far as eating and stuff. We're like, okay, well, is it like noon? It's like, okay, or is it 3 o'clock? Okay, we can have lunch now. So it was funny, but we had a blast. Then we were at the New York event, and then went to Minnesota. So just got home last night. Last night was like my husband was awesome. So if y'all haven't seen my Facebook post, it was really we had a great time. So we really had an awesome time. But I don't know what else. What'd you say, Jessica?
Straight from VeeCon.
Straight from VeeCon.
That was fun.
So let me just share my screen real quick so we can talk about some of the posts, because we did make some posts. If some of you guys did not see some of our posts on Twitter, we did have some posts, because again, we had a fantastic time there in Minnesota. If I could get this to go bigger, for some reason it won't. Let's just try something here. All right, so that was not the picture I was trying to click on first. Let's go back over here. Y'all see, that's why they don't let me be the tech people.
I was like, is it?
I would just struggle.
I didn't know what you did that fast.
My fault.
I have no idea what you did that fast.
As long as it's on the screen, I'm pretty good. I can normally just click right there, boom, boom. All right, but first picture, we know, just a big shout out to Nyla with long necks. I think she did a phenomenal job. Speaking that day was her first. Everyone's like, it's the first time speaking in front of a crowd like that. And Jossie also, it was funny because we were looking at that. His mom was there. I was like, that's a good mama right there. Because mom was like, we met her at the Fero paint space, Fero paint. And she was like, you could talk. It was cool. Like you talked to her son. It was like fine, but you could tell like mom was good, which I think is very important when you're in the space. That you have your parents or someone at least in the space with you that's looking for the best interest of you.
Yep. So especially, they're starting off so young and getting into the art. Even for me, like with my daughter who got in art, you really have to protect them. You have to push them. They get on their self about things too hard, and they don't have to. So it's really inspiring seeing a lot of the youth coming in here and, like they say, have that mom at that protection to basically make the moves for them. Some of them have gone to make millions of dollars now within the year, and so surpass even a lot of the incomes that their parents had, and allowed their kids to also retire. So it's really exciting that we did see both of those young kids that were in this space making major moves.
Yeah, it was good seeing them. And I think like even like having your parents around, because I think there's like that one part of you, like you don't want your parents around you like all the time, like just hovering over you. But it's like still like, especially like right now with NFTs, like there's a lot more adults and stuff that are in this than kids. And so it's like you want to have like that protection over the kids and making sure that there are still kids, like they still have like the kid stuff that they deal with every day. And so like them dealing with that stuff, and then plus being in this part of the industry, having their parents there, definitely like encouraging them. So it's definitely great. And I know now that she was so sweet up there. She was trying to just get through it and talking to her, but she did a really great job. A really great job.
And I think it's important too, for those of us who are in the NFT space, if you see someone like, I don't care if they're younger people or even if older, it doesn't matter to me, but sometimes it's cool, because a lot of times they get a lot of negative things said to them. So if all of you all could go hit these two young people's Twitter page up today and just be like, tell them just send an encouraging thing to them. I think that would really, really be awesome because again, they're already dealing with a lot of pressure and a lot of things because they're trying to create the next thing and also get to be a kid. And so I think they're having that balance and having the parents, both parents were there, and I think they're very involved with what their kids are doing, which is fantastic. I think it's very fantastic. I mean, it's a great move for them, and they don't really know how blessed they are to have that, because some people who don't have that aspect for with them. So again, I think if you guys just shoot some people some positive things. I know when we were at VeeCon, that's what Gary was talking about. You know, try to be friendly, be the nice person. There's enough people in the space who are already, you know, just act a certain way, or entitlement, or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, send some encouraging things out to some people that you know that are artists out there that are trying to enter the space. And most importantly, if you can support them, that's even better. So this is one of my space strips that I do own from Josty. So I will be forging that particular space strip. What'd you say, Majesty?
I said I'm salty. I'm happy for you. Yeah, I'm glad you guys
are happy for me.
Yeah, I want my.
I'm going to forge both mine.
You forged your both.
I just want my ferocious drip to get my stuff. That's like, if somebody knows through the pipeline, just tell them, like, because when like that whole post about the drips came out, and like they were tagging all the artists and stuff, like who's getting tagged. I'm just scrolling and I'm just like looking back through, like, it's ferocious in here. Like, where is ferocious drip? Please, Jesus. I just want my ferocious drip. I just want to be like y'all. That's it.
I'm not even mad, because I do have more ferocious space drips than any other space drip. So I would love to forge those, but I know that's. Jessica, go ahead. I know you're gonna say something funny.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I just laugh at both of you. I say it's probably more, you know, API or, you know, ferocious guys, their own brand, and then Nike's mixed in there too. So they probably just working out some stuff or something. In due time, we know with patience with Artifact, it always works out. So yep. In due time, she will know. But every time a Facebook post will come out, I'm going to ask about Thoreau. I want to
know where's that. Why they keep leaving them out? I don't see why they're leaving them out. It don't make no sense.
It's a coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Most definitely.
Yeah. But no, we had a fantastic time at VeeCon. I think, again, I know once we were in New York, that was phenomenal. VeeCon was actually phenomenal. I think the VeeCon event was very good, especially as far as networking. You know, we were there meeting people who were attorneys. And I think that's the importance as far as when you're in the space. And that's the reason why we, you know, kind of will go to some of the events as far as saying, hey, who can we network? Because we have tons of NFTs, but now what are you going to do with your NFTs? And so going to the events and networking with people and really getting a close knit to, you know, in a sense, as far as who you can really trust, because trust is a big thing as far as being in the space. And we made some great connections as far as, you know, attorneys, being connected with with an attorney that I was like, oh, you can represent me.
I like amongst, you know, like-minded people too that think in this stage. Because like we even have a lot of the ideas, and you just see a lot of people that still building the community or doing some of the things that you're also planning on doing too. So like you say, that networking is really important. A lot of different experiences there with the education, having leisure, teaching classes, trying to teach people, you know, come out with security. And even Gary Vee ended with the most important thing, you know, education. I know a lot of people come into this space just worried about the flips and the money, but having the fundamentals of the education, understanding the foundation and the technology of what NFTs, Web3, and all of that can do. If you have that foundation, no one really can talk you out of this space. So education is really important. I know the flips are important. I know a lot of people get into it for the flips, but if you see the market is wrong, it can make you get out of the market. And truthfully, in the end, that's going to make you lose more money than anything. So education is very, very important in this space.
That's a very good point. I totally agree with that. Menchie, were you going to say something?
Oh, no, definitely agree with that part. And I literally liked a lot of the different classes and stuff that they had at VeeCon, and like different places you were just able to pop in and like learn more about different projects and learn about what other people were really thinking and what they were planning to do. And I know with a lot of different conferences, it was really nice, like being at like an NFT conference though, that you didn't have to kind of like go in and like have to convince somebody to like an NFT or talk about NFT. Like all these people, they already know what, like they have some type of understanding of what an NFT is. And so it's not that debate that you have with some people where it's like, what, like you really should get into NFTs. And they're like, NFTs are scams, cryptos are scams, all of this stuff is a scam. It's like at least that one layer was across the board. Like everybody knew what an NFT was and everybody wanted to be in that space. So it was just able to like progress the talks and conversations, talking to people that, because you didn't have to convince them to have path to like NFTs. They already were there and they saw the future of it. And so that I definitely enjoyed the whole conference. That was a breath of fresh air kind of a thing.
I think one other thing that was important too, and a big shout out to Gary, because I think as far as being diverse, I think, you know, he had quite a few people who were on the panel who actually looked like me. Obviously I'm Black, but that was good, because I think as we're trying to get into the space, we are still working on women. Listen, all the women out there, we need you. We need you in the space. And it was funny, but it was not funny, because you know, when you're at an event and it's time for us to go to the bathroom, the women's line is always like long. It's out the door and you got to wait some time. But every restroom we went to, I'm not trying to talk about restroom, but every restroom we went to, it was like there were doors open everywhere. And so at every bathroom that we went to, and we're like, oh wow, this is just so nice and clean here. But it's almost like you miss the part of having that to wait in line. So women, we need you to become a part of this NFT space, because we're very good at what we do, and our spouses are spending the money on NFTs. We might as well figure out, we're probably going to be, I know for a fact, we're going to be way better than them when it comes to researching the NFTs and investing in the NFTs and making the money. So again, women, we do need you. Go ahead, Jessica.
Oh yeah, even to add to that, you know, they were speaking about how they're definitely doing a lot of hiring, even at the HBCUs, trying to make sure that they're even practicing what they preach. So they're definitely trying to, you know, definitely reach out to different communities and make sure there's some representation to all people, and everybody has that, especially with the gaps in, you know, in the learning. A lot of people don't even know the opportunities. A lot of these that are even going on over here. So they're definitely doing a lot of things in this space, but definitely trying to make sure that the right people can get in the right positions, and everybody has that same opportunity. So women, color, everything, you know, they are definitely trying to make sure it's diverse and representation is there.
Very, very true.
And then one other person, that Logic was also there at the event. We met Logic sometime here in LA at an event, at the Only One event. Still doing a phenomenal job. Brother broke out, started speaking a different language. Everybody on the stage was like, did you just say that? I'm like, let's go.
I was like, I know he was saying something right, but I was like, oh, he over there talking. I don't know what he was saying over there, but he was going.
He did a phenomenal job even speaking, I think, because the question was asked to him too, as far as, you know, trying to get more people into the space. And, you know, he gave some very, very great responses to all the things. So a big shout out to him again, did a phenomenal job speaking. So again, not trying to just pick out a couple of people, but we do know a couple of people. So we're like, we got to keep shouting them out when they're doing some things within the space, so that it can keep helping everyone get better, and we can get a place at the table. That's most important. Okay, so congrats to him again for doing a phenomenal job. All right, so that was our VeeCon. Oh, do y'all want to share y'all gear now, or we want to talk a little bit, and then you can share your gear that you got?
Yeah, we can talk some.
Okay, all right, let's go. All right, so a couple things in the news. I was like, crypto, people want to be paid crypto to exercise in the metaverse. I'm like, this might work out really well.
That work out for me.
This might work out all right. You know, we'd be desperate trying to work out. Like, but I did do my exercise this morning. So, but again, I think more and more people are trying to figure out ways as far as how they can bring more people to their space, but at the same time, how can they also pay you for participating in their space? And I think once people continue to figure out those components of the NFT space, and not just say, well, it's just a metaverse, another metaverse. It's like, how many metaverses are going to have, and who's going to really win the metaverse fight out there? What'd you say, Jessica?
Oh no, yeah, I was saying, yep, I agree. And then even like this one is talking about 80% people surveyed will be more motivated to take up a physical exercise. There's even like this NFT out there on Engine where there's a robot that you can put in your hours and walking steps and everything. You're supposed to be paid in a currency. So there are people in the space already building out for this. People even building like the metaverse bikes and stuff. You'll have a bike that can go to it. And then you can be rewarded in a cryptocurrency. So truthfully, if it's motivating, it's motivating. And so if people are able to do that, have some type of project that is related to that and the usage, and, you know, you are a consumer, of course, buy the NFT. Of course, they'll have a set amount of what you'll be paid for whatever you complete, if that's miles or whatever that is, if that's steps. But there are people that's definitely building this space already with NFT projects that are thinking about health and how to incorporate that into the project of the people that buy those NFTs, so that you can feel, you know, rewarded, and of course it's healthy for you too. So the more power to them. If that's motivating people, and that's one of the things that they can do, and they want to be paid in cryptocurrency, why not do it?
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
I think it's important. You know, a lot of us again are into the space, and it takes a lot of time. It's like to make all the money you're making and not be here is not going to be any help. So it's like we got to take care of all aspects. You know, whether it's spiritually, whether it's doing your exercises, all of those different things. You need to take care of yourself. Like my husband was like, listen, I don't want to be trying to say, well, I got money, but we can't go nowhere because we're not healthy. We got health issues. And so you're trying to do as much as you possibly can to try to alleviate those things and things that you can't control. Not to say if you have health issues that you can't go anywhere. Because I do have those, but I still go. And so I just like, listen, you exercise and figure out those things. So again, I think this is another way of how people are tapping into space.
Magic Johnson is coming to the NBA Top Shot, so he did make a deal, and then a certain amount of packets will be released. And so we know there's some icons that have played in the basketball, and that you definitely may want to have. And of course, NBA Top Shot wasn't back around back then, and so they may have traditional cards, but this would be the first digital card that they do have. It does tell you, you know, how many cards will be in there, the quantity of also that will be dropping. And I know they did something different with the collector's points, so I don't really see anything too much on that right now. Did you see 1,200 packs will be released to drop reserved to anyone with top scores of 150,000 plus, with the remaining at 400 available to anyone in the queue with a top score requirement. So yeah, they didn't definitely went up on that top shot score to make sure that only certain people will be allowed to be able to buy in that queue. And so it is important sometimes to have those scores up there and high, and sometimes you don't have to chase it down now. I'm not saying chase it down, but I'm just showing they will reward people that have been buying in their community and continue to buy. Some of those scores, it's going to be hard to play catch up. Like I said, you don't even have to try to do that. If anything, you may be able to try on the secondary, but having this pack back around now, they're probably going to be, try to create more value back in some of the cars that they have, definitely with lower quantities. It is going to be a $400 pack, but if you can get it, you can get it.
If you can get it, you can make some money.
Yeah, that part right there. This part, I did want to get this pack. If I could get that one, this is one of the ones I was aiming for.
Oh, this is the one you want, huh?
This is one of the ones that I want.
I think you're the only person that really wants this pack.
I want it. So I qualify for the packs. I was like, go ahead.
No, this was one of the ones I said I will definitely be trying to buy this pack. I know it says $3.99. There's not listen, everybody, to the new people, it is going to be very difficult to get this pack. Okay, we're being very transparent. But if you have the opportunity to at least try, because it will be worth your try of getting this pack of cards. So Magic Johnson, Magic was a straight baller. So okay, so that's going to be NBA Top Shot. Man, let me keep moving.
Yeah, there's going to be a Christie auction of one of the ultra rare artifact pieces that's coming up here. I'm super excited. Hopefully, it can make I don't know what it can make. I ain't gonna give it a price. I don't even know what it's gonna go. But you can see here, it ain't gonna be no little money.
It ain't gonna be no little money.
It's not gonna be it. Sometimes it can help the other the project move too. But we'll see what the price this can be broke, or what the highest that someone can bid. It's not U.S. based. It is overseas still. That Christie's overseas, but that makes it probably a lot easier for some people too that maybe not want it U.S. Christie's based. So, but it is what it is, and it's great to see that the artifacts, their NFTs will soon be auctioned out to that degree. I want to see how high it goes.
I want to see how high it goes.
I hope it can hit the sky. I want to see how high it goes. I hope it goes high on that one. I'd love to see that one.
That's gonna be yeah. I hope it does very well. Man, you got me like I ain't gonna try to mess with these boys on there. I'm like, yeah, we just gonna watch and see where this one lands on this one.
I'm gonna cheer on from the sidelines. Go ahead, y'all.
Watch you cheer on from the sideline like we did on the Quest.
Yeah, like I was looking back at the Quest and I realized I did contribute. I remember we used to go follow, hit the little hearts. We used to do the ones on the OpenSea and the Twitter ones. So I want to give myself credit. I did something. I didn't do the hard ones.
It's funny. She had to look back to remember.
She had to look back to remember that
I was there. I was there. I was one of them. That was my heart. Some of them quests, I was like,
Man, it was
ooh.
just on every quest, going from the Twitter Spaces and Discord had their own little thing, and sometimes they merged. But yeah, that was, whew. And
I was
it's kind of
absolutely.
been empty because the quests have been gone, so you really haven't seen too many Twitter Spaces. They started back this week again, but we've been so busy too that we really weren't. Sometimes we were flying when they were happening, but
Yeah.
this week, hopefully, some will start, and then when the next monolith, they'll maybe start coming back on the regular too.
Listen, again, I'm gonna say I will be on to listen and be supportive. I
Yeah.
won't be on to probably give you any answers. I don't even know how these people could figure out the calculations.
They were doing calculations. I remember that on one space, they were calling up people. They were like, hey, if any of y'all have any work with Adobe, y'all can come up. If y'all got any coding, if you know how to break code. I'm like, ooh, y'all ain't asking for like, just hit the like button. Y'all asking for all this stuff. Like, dog. They were really in depth. And I was like, y'all are doing really good. I'm cheering y'all on from the sidelines.
So again, this is the artifacts thing that's going to be coming up. All right, and then once again, we had a blast at the VeeCon. So we got a great picture again. So Clegg was there. We actually even like our family. So actually, I think for all three of us, I think when we were there at VeeCon, it's really good when you can actually talk to people who are doing these different projects, and how you can just relate to them. Because even when everyone the corner just it still didn't feel like that. It was almost like, hey, this is someone that I could relate to every single day. It's the people when they start getting so high up and it's talking about their project and they're the best and they're always this and they're that. That's the people that I'm kind of like, you got to be able to relate to your community if you want your projects to continue to just prosper. You have to be able to relate to them, and if you're not trying to relate to them, your project will not last long at all.
And that's the thing about it. They have built their community out to do that, to make you feel amongst them. Not above. It's a partnership, and they know we are just as much as them have made this be successful for them too. Believing in them, having the patience, diamond hand and stuff. Believing, and even though there's no roadmap, they kind of giving you breadcrumbs and let you know the innovation, the years that they're really building out to, and so you kind of can see if you know the history of the jobs and stuff that they've had, and you believed in what they can do. The community is everything to them, so you can really see when an authentic community is being built, and especially when you have people flying across countries, be there from all likes.
We have people Australia.
There's a lot of Canada people.
South Africa, and so we met someone in South Africa too, in New York. We were at the what's the name? So
that was in New York's one, and there's a lot of people from Canada too.
A lot of people from Canada, yeah. But shout out to the California folks. There are a lot of people in California that are in the NFT space. We were like, "Oh, you're from California? Another person from California? Oh, you're from California?" So California, they were there. So there are quite a few people who are in the NFT space that are here in California that are doing some things. So big congrats to a lot of them. This is us walking to one of the after getting some things signed. So I don't know if y'all want to show y'all stuff that was signed here.
I got my stuff signed. Let me see. I got my jersey. I was so excited to get my jersey signed. I had the back.
Yes. We don't have to show. Well, okay. I got the same jersey as her signed, so we ain't gonna go through everything.
You gonna go?
Yes, but no, yeah, it's really especially to get some of the jerseys that we have, even that shirt there. The jerseys only have like 1,000 count, and then these shirts over here only have like 888 count. So just to get the autographs, some of the co-founders. Only one we're missing is Benito. So I think he's back in Paris, but one day maybe.
In Paris.
Yeah. Here's our buddy right here too. We always see him we saw him in his wife.
Yes, that's right.
They're so sweet.
So yeah, see them all the time. So okay, so that's that. But that was an awesome event. Oh, who was the one gentleman that took pictures for us?
Justin. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get those pictures. Those pictures
got great pictures of us. We haven't gotten the pictures from Justin yet, but he took some awesome pictures for us with him. It was like,
yeah, and then that's Jordan in the picture also.
Oh, that is Jordan, yeah. So,
yeah.
Oh, the quarter machine. That was pretty cool. I think we have that up to talk about too. That was, if we get to that was like one of the coolest things. I wish I had thought to do that because that was
a cool one.
Very, very good. Okay, all right, let me keep moving. All right, just listen to GameStop.
Yep, GameStop unveils beta cryptocurrency wallet and upcoming NFT platform. You can see here they're launching an Ethereum-powered self-custodial wallet, and they're set to integrate with, the Ethereum blockchain. And definitely, it's great to see, especially GameStop. We know migration or mainstream will come on from a lot of the games buying assets. It was very early with buying a lot of different game assets to play and see how they operate. Of course, those values of us owning our own assets, being able to resell those assets for different values, and we create the value within the community of whatever games we play is great. And seeing GameStop come into this space, who, of course, there's companies that make their games and sell into GameStop. Some will agree to go into NFTs. Some are fighting it right now, but it's probably going to be inevitable. Even at they were talking about that at VeeCon. Artifact was, if the people can demand that we, have to get paid for our time and spending in NFTs, then it will happen, and the mainstream will come a lot faster. Versus, if you're still going over wanting to go play a game that you're not even get rewarded in, and you're just getting a Google Play card and just continue to buy and buy, and you never own that asset, that's you're realizing you're wasting money. Versus creating value in that asset, because now you're using it as an NFT, or it's created with the NFT, is very valuable. You own that asset, and you can create value in it by what you're spending into it. So it's just two different worlds. So it definitely, especially seeing GameStop come out with this is really cool and really awesome. Like I say, mainstream is going to come a lot from the gaming side. It's going to be other areas too, but most of it's going to be gaming.
And I know even with eBay, the article with eBay too that came out, that, I think again, how they're just how they're continuing to partner. But I think that point that you said, even with when Artifact, when they were talking about that, we have power, people in the NFT space, because like I said, once you've been paid for a skin in a game, like for the the play to earn type game, you get spoiled. You're like, oh, you want me to buy this sword in a game and I don't even get no money from it. So if we start getting more power and and start saying, well, hey, I'm just not that you're not going to support them. I'm not saying to stop supporting people, but at the same time, start kind of demanding something as far as, hey, you know what? Give me a little bit of those billions of dollars that you're making. And I think the first company that decides to start doing things like that, it's going to put them ahead. And I know some of them are trying to convert over and do some of those things, but at the same time, trying to keep the gamers happy also, the gamers who don't understand the NFT aspect of it. And so I think that's very, very important.
Especially when they're trying to drive money back into their company, and then, you apply NFT to it, that can change the trajectory of your company, millions and billions of dollars, very quickly. So they've been around so long that they're saying that they need their piece. They're watching OpenSea, who's come around for a few years and making billions of dollars. And so the smart companies will be definitely trying to tap into that and, make their own money from it too, and give you the opportunity to also sell NFTs on there too, which is one of the biggest things when you're talking about you're going to have digital and physical items. So there's going to be different platforms coming in that will have to sell those physical items for you, and it will hopefully make it a lot easier for you, because that was the biggest thing for me. Is like, okay, we're going to have the NFT, which is great, but then the digital, the physical item, where can we go resell it? There's been sites that are out that will probably go away, even some like sites that Nike is dealing with too. So companies like this that have eBay that allow you to, hopefully make it a lot easier to sell NFTs, or also maybe your physical item along with it, is really cool. So we'll see how they build that into their business.
Yeah. I think especially like how you're saying about, like, once gamers really get the concept of NFTs, and they don't have to keep going to like Fortnite and buying like that one skin there, and then they have to go over to Roblox, and then they have to buy a whole nother skin. If you're able to use it between two different places and not having to, and be able to also resell your item once you're done using it, once that like finally clicks with a lot of gamers, the gaming industry will just go beyond crazy. It'll take them to a whole nother level on that. For sure.
I remember that Real Player One that Artifact launched out, where we got the free Ferocious shoes, and they're building that you can always go, cross over to different platforms, even on Cyber that they have. It should be easy to do that and be able to take your assets and not have them only locked up to one thing. So a lot of things are being built out that are going to change that. So like you said, that's pretty awesome.
All right, cool. Are we good on this article? I don't know if we're good on that. Okay. All right.
So yeah,
wait a minute. Listen.
Everybody be jumping so quick to these things, man. I can't stand that.
I just literally clicked. on the article.
He was ready to go. She's ready.
I don't even want to give out names, so I'm not even going to say some people. But
Yeah, we're
the
not
article
gonna say
does
names.
speak to some people, and look, if there's one. So, but no, honestly, so it's two different parts of it. Some people have seen it as the money side. They can come out, they can have a community already based, or even see people in the NFT side that probably would think something is valuable. They create an NFT and they never interact with their community again. It's like the NFT was the sole purpose of their fundraiser, and that's it. They solely missed the whole point that they actually have to have a community of people that have to stay with the project to even make the project have value. Of course, they can come back and create value within it, but a lot of these projects where a lot of the celebrities came out, it wasn't real. Some of them, I'm not speaking to all, it wasn't really about getting to get direct communications with the community. It was about raising money and making money in that moment. And so, yeah, they're completely missing the mark of community. Of course, because we know the community has to be behind the project to keep the value. If you have people that don't believe in the project, the price is going to go pouring down no matter what. But if you see that some projects now are withstanding the market, even if they've dropped some, they have found a bottom, and their community believes in their project that they will withstand that market and come out to shine again. So it's really bothering sometimes, because I literally in the last 6 months, it's probably the most celebrity projects I've seen out there. Like every celebrity out the woodwork is coming, and to some degree, it's great to have celebrities. So I'm not saying that in that aspect, but when they're coming out and launching a project and has no plan to really build into that project or make it successful to the people that spent on that project, it's a waste of money. So not every project that has a celebrity behind it will be successful.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with that. 1,000%. I think, like you said, when we first opened up, and even what we said, even at the conference, education, because there also becomes a responsibility for us on the other side, as far as not jumping into all of these different projects just because a celebrity has their name on the project. That is just the reality of it. It's like it's your money. You need to be responsible and know what you're investing in. You hope that a lot of these things are going to be doing what they say they're going to do, and I say even projects that we try to we research them as much as possible, and then with the understanding that anything we're currently buying or anything we're investing in could go to zero. And so I'm not going to use the last of whatever money I may have to invest in some of these projects, especially like some of these celebrity projects. You'll see us on, and Jessica will do her reaction that she just did.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
When I first clicked on this link talking about this, I'll be like, it makes no sense of why you keep jumping into all of these projects because a celebrity said something about an NFT.
They need to start being picky to what they have in their portfolio. Or you gonna have, like I said, I used to tell my sister, you gonna have a pet cemetery in there, like straight up. It's just gonna be all dead animals and aliens and planets and everything else. And I'll be like, that's okay. Like some people, for real, if you start flipping, you're like, okay, well, I'll just try it. So it begins to be like, I'll just try it, but you're not really valuing or looking at the team. Is there a team even showing? Or this is somebody else that did 10 projects the same way? And some people don't even look at the right questions or ask the right questions to say, oh, I'm going to invest in this project because I believe it's long term. You don't even know who the team is. You don't even know, the roadmap is the same as the last 5 roadmaps that you've seen, and you're still going to go over there and buy it. So you really need to start being picky to your portfolio, unless you're really just a true flipper. But different places where you live, tax codes are different. So everybody flips different. Or for me, it's a long-term portfolio trying to create generational wealth. For you, it may be a flip, and none of it's wrong. It's all in what you're going to do. But if some of these celebrity projects, if you didn't get in and get out, then you got burned. If you're still waiting for it to do something, that's why you're at the bottom right now, maybe at $100 floor on some of the projects. And
I think someone put even in the response even in chat, as far as good for the celebrities who are doing some of these things on the next project. Like I said, true crypto people, you might be able to fool some more of the new people again to invest in a project that you're in. But true crypto people or people who are in the NFT space, they don't forget, and it's hard to recover and come back to something. Especially, like I said, when you're just creating something and you don't have like a use case, or you don't have anything planned along with what you're doing, you're just creating. It's a money grab in many aspects. And so I think it's going to be very, very important, especially moving forward. Which people celebrities are you investing with, and is the celebrity still doing something within the space to make it worth you staying in that particular project.
Yeah, and like I said, does the community stay with you? Because some projects have become successful by the community taking it over, but that's not as it's not as many as those that out there, that just literally go to the bottom. Sometimes you will have them come over and take the community. The community will take it over and can sometimes push it back to be successful, depending on what they have access to within it. But yeah, a lot of these are not coming back.
They're not. And then I think that really the educational part is like it's really important, especially with a lot of these celebrity projects, because a lot of these type of people that are coming in are like their personal fans, and so they're coming into the NFT space and they don't all the way understand what the NFTs even really mean or what they should kind of even expect from those NFTs. But a lot of these celebrities, they may not say it is, but it feels almost like a cash grab because they're not doing anything after they've released their NFT. Like they got the money, the funds, and they're good to go. But it's like a lot of their fans that are really left trying to figure out, okay, what do I do with this? Like somebody told me, like I've heard a lot about NFTs. Now that I'm here, what do I do? And they're just stuck. And there's literally nowhere for them to go at this point. And the celebrities are not coming back to like really even nourish their projects or anything.
They weren't there in the first place.
They
were just there for the contract side, say them come like just like a commercial in regular life. It's like, do you really own that? The commercial you're doing? And so no different than that. So same thing applies. Okay, so good stuff.
Hey, drip. I'm like, I understand. We minted these, like, I don't even matter. We minted these, and so yeah, I'm very excited that now we get to forge them. Now I'm like, yes, let's go. And so even like right now, some of the prices on the drips may have gone down after reveal. Some people may even want to be flipping in to get a different one or whatever it may be. May have multiples, but truthfully, also a lot of people know that there's only so many of these, and down the line, the true collectors that also want to collect the artifacts and maybe even you have people out there that are definitely going to want to have every shoe to their collection. So the value is still there with them. Some people may be wearing theirs, some people may not. Also depends on the artist that you get of the different value that would be created behind those. But some people have, 8 pairs for 20, 30 pairs. And so it is different. And of course, seeing a lot of these artists now being able to have their own Air Force One with the space strip, Nike's first of its kind. Like I said, a lot of people don't even know these are going on. So a lot of people look at these especially we know it's like a 10-year plan you'll get with the creator. So owning that collection, even in that one creator's collection, can be very, very valuable down the line, no matter what's currently going on with the market. And so some people may want specific artists. You can go over there and maybe pick one up. If not, I know the price is up there now. So I'm not going to say 11 ETH or 13 ETH isn't a lot of money at all, because it is quite a bit. But truthfully, also, like we said, historically, with time, if you're planning the long term, like we're planning the long term, you're okay. So you believe you're okay.
I'm gonna put it out there one more time in case Artifact is listening. If y'all could do something with Ferocious Drip. Drip is in the name, so I feel like it should count by default. But we should get something too if they get in the forge they item. I'm just saying,
y'all gonna be fine.
I just want my drip too. I ain't in mama. They over there happy. Oh my god, you get to me on
I have way more ferocious race drips than anything. So I'm with you. I agree.
My drip, stuff.
As we always say, they have taken very good care of us, so we will be fine when the time comes. The time will be here. So
yeah, and you can see one space strip equals one NFT Nike artifact Air Force One. The cost is 0.333. So some of you have those, and I was making sure. I was like, man, I look, you didn't want to allow you to get 2 because it messes with your scarcity. Yeah. But you wish you could have had that pair that you might have been able to wear, and the other pair that you didn't even have to sell. So. These are getting put away, but still, you would have liked that option, but it messes with your own scarcity at the same time. So you'd be like, oh, it's all right. Thank you for the one.
I kept hearing stuff about the CryptoPunks. I think they were saying they were able to mint more, like you only got one digital NFT, but the physical pairs they were able to get more of them. So I wonder if they're going to apply that over here or anything like that, or if that was true.
I'm hoping they do that on our Clonexes or something. On our Clonexes, just to listen. On the Clonexes, because you own that particular Clonex, I can see that happening for your CloneX.
No, if they allow you to forge more physical items, that is fine. But the NFT collection side of it, you can leave the number by itself.
Yes,
Perfectly fine. Go do a whole other collection if you would like to.
No.
Don't be messing with the
buy
count.
your
Yeah.
Like,
Double up. I was like, but it's okay.
Yeah, maybe the CloneXs or something like that might happen. So that date's gonna be coming. So make sure you don't miss the date if you have some of the space drift. Because again,
yes, remember because sorry about the CloneXs because even when they were talking this weekend about that, they dropped some stuff about that they're wanting to do a Kanye West thing, and then they also dropped some stuff in regards to the what was I gonna say? Shoot, I just lost my whole train of thought.
not like the Louis Vuitton stuff people thought they were thinking about doing.
Yeah, why I do that? She was talking about it. That's horrible. It is going to come back. It's going to come back right now.
Normally it's me that this happens to. This is a.
I know it's my mom.
Are we recording? I need to keep this on the record, please.
Oh, man.
I know it's
So funny. I was like, I was going to say something they was talking about. I know it was a Kanye yesterday, and there was one other thing that they were talking about in regards to the CloneXs. That one day the CloneXs will be able to make their own.
They can keep going on further and further.
Yeah, and they'll be able to create their own, profile pics and their own CloneXs within themselves. So it's really dope. Some of the little things some things have already been talked about, and even seen some things like what Kanye probably pulling this stuff with Adidas. And I'm not going to speak to Kanye because 50-50, but he has the people. I get, he still has the fan base. He may have said some stuff that you might. But then you might hear some music and you forgot he said, and you're like, oh no, and you come back again. But he's still in his own rights at the the shoes and stuff he's done. He definitely has his own people that follow him and definitely dedicated to that. So I know it'll be major for the space, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And that's it. Go on.
Go on. You say go on.
Oh man.
I know where. Go ahead, man. I think you want to talk about this one with Snoop.
Oh yeah, no, I know Wally had posted this. Wally, we had met him in LA at the Ferocious Paint when they did the Ferocious Paint in LA, and then we also saw him again in Minnesota. He was super nice to meet again.
Always cool.
Yeah, he was super nice. But I know when they were supposed to be doing a collaboration and really highlighting the part of the Dr. Bodega, that's Snoop Dogg's Bored Ape, and when we were really at VeeCon, he was really highlighting and talking about putting a lot of your stuff to work, and even how he's using his Bored Ape to go out there and franchise and doing this whole clothing line and stuff like that. It's just showing you the different possibilities of things you can do with your own NFTs. You have the full IP rights for most of your items that you're doing stuff with. So take that stuff and go apply it to something that you really enjoy and really love doing, and go forth and work on it and stuff like that. So it was really nice. I know a lot at VeeCon, a lot of people were talking about building and building and building. That's one word you heard all the time there. But using a lot of the stuff that you already own, actually putting it to work and building on a project that you have and then want to actually create with.
Snoop came out. He came out with his whole gear, his Bored Ape. He's it's a clothing line. And what did he say? He said he wants to do stuff that's fun, but it has to make fun. FUN for fun, FUNDS is what it has to make. And I was like, that's very good. That was the moment of when he was talking about. But I think he has a lot of things that he's definitely have going on right now. But just again, trying to stay ahead of the thing. When he was talking about the Death Row album thing, it's going back and buying that. I don't know if y'all don't think, but that Snoop is a businessman. If y'all think he's just a rapper, yeah, you got it wrong. He's a very good businessman from ideas, and his team, the team around him, I think, was very important because his son was there. He was there, and he has some great things that he's working on in the space. I think it's important, but I think one thing his son said I thought was really important is that he was they were talking about the music aspect of trying to convince people to come on and do to do the music, the thing with using an NFT. He's I'm done convincing. It's either you're coming and you're rolling with us and you're going to go start doing this, or you're going to get left behind. You just literally I'm done convincing. Because I think a lot of time, many of us, try to spend so much time trying to convince people hey, do this, do that. But at some point you'd be listen, whenever you're ready, I'll be here. is how I look at it. Whenever you're ready and you want to go into this space, I'll be here. I'm gonna be way further ahead, but I'll still be here. And so I thought that was important.
Yeah, it's I love talking to people about NFTs. It was so much fun. Like you lost track of time at VeeCon with like just talking to people about NFTs. But I know me and my aunt, like we were talking to somebody before too about NFTs, and it's just like that whole when they like as soon as they write off crypto's a scam, NFT scam, like it's draining. It's like they just don't want to. It's more work to convince somebody to do it. But it's like when you have to be in the right state of mind to actually be receptive to hearing about it and wanting to learn about it. But once you get that little niche, then it's easier to take off and learn more about it. But for a lot of people, when they're not in that frame of mind yet and don't want to learn about it, it's like I'm here when you're ready to go. But it's like I might be further. I'm going to be further ahead when you're ready to take that step. But by all means, definitely at least have an open mind to it, though. Don't just write it all the way off.
Yeah, 'cause a lot of people, like you're saying, don't understand even the technology side of things, the Web3 side of things. They'll show you the asset on the phone, or you'll show it, and they'll be like, "Well, how is it going to come off? What are you going to do with that?" Not even understanding it's a 3D file. You can take it into gamifications. You can build into the worlds. You can get, you can monetize the virtual land. So if you can't. You have to break all that down to them, but if they don't understand the foundation of even just the technology and how it makes it possible from virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, like there's so many things, even when it came into space, that I wanted to learn, seeing how it was changing education. Like the heart's going to be in front of your students, your kids now. It won't be a real heart, but it'll be a beating heart. They can see the veins it's running through. Stuff with autopsies no longer have to be, your body cell have to be cut. The military, like there were so many things that intrigued me and things that, in this space that people probably don't even look into. So I think it goes always back to even what we said, been preaching about is the education side of it. If you don't understand some of the things and how they work, and it's only going to be a JPEG to you on a picture, then you're never going to get it right now. And right now, truthfully, there's no curriculum out there to get people to get it. Most people are coming in because the money side of it without even understanding the technology side of things.
And I think it's important too, when people, like I said, just not to keep harping on Snoop, but he is giving you ideas of what you can do with your own stuff. Because literally, if you own, again, I know at the beginning, CloneXs you could have had, if you bought some of the items earlier, you could have got them for $300, or you could have got them for $10,000 or $12,000. But technically, really, in your wallet is $1 million for every CloneX that you own, and you're literally every day walking around with $1 million that you just haven't tapped into. And so my eyes, I was on the plane. I was typing. And I go back to sleep and then get back up on the plane and start typing of other ideas of what I'm going to start doing with the CloneX that I own. And just because it's like it's time. It's literally like time to stop talking about what you want to do or what you're thinking about doing with some of your items. And maybe you try with one of them. At the very beginning, don't go all in on something that you're trying to do, but you need to start doing some things if you have multiple items in your wallet. And I know we've always talked about having multiple. So those of you who have 2 CloneX, you literally have $2 million in your wallet right now that you're doing absolutely nothing with.
But hold on, don't try to make it just happen, y'all. Don't be acting like, listen, make sure you got all your ideas. Get somebody over your attorney, get your contract. Make sure you putting it down right.
True.
Cause it's like because like you see saying it's so early, and even with the especially with Artifact and the CloneX, like it's so early that you can start right now and be ahead of it. You can start in the middle of it, because what they gonna create for you, and then what you have to add to that is gonna be like nothing. So like she said, make your plans out. Already have those ideas. There's so many things you can do. I ain't telling you mine, but you just don't see mine just pop up and stuff. So, other things that you may have seen out there that I thought about doing, like even with the restaurants and stuff. There's a lot of people doing stuff in the space that they can incorporate it, improve it already, getting ahead of things with that. So like especially with the Bored and Hungry, like applying that NFT or that NFT project to, especially in LA, and like she said, in California is one of those places where there are a lot of people that know about NFTs. There's other places too, but if you can build it into your project right, of course not alienating those that want to just pay card, and also with those that want it as a collectibles item, you can be making some serious money on both sides of it. So just to figure out how you would want to add it to your menu and then apply it. Because for some people it's going to be easy, and especially being the earliest out there. But you can do a lot of different stuff with your own stuff, and You know, if you even had $1 million, you price that dollar tap. No, never mind.
Yeah.
Don't never mind. You can
Stop, Jessica.
She's going.
$1 for something. I'm slowly losing my $1 million. Especially when you go, the food, you have to be protected. That maybe it's your advertising, but it's the stuff you can't just close down. Now you have to make a deal. It can't be all based on something.
Yeah, but I mean, just imagine, like I said, getting you a tree, an umbrella type tree of what can you do with this and trickle that bad boy down, because it's about to go crazy over here. I'll tell you what, because normally when I'm on the plane, I can't even get off the runway before I go to sleep.
She's not joking. She's not joking.
I'm literally not joking. I'm like, am I snapped in? Okay, I'm buckled in. It's time to go to sleep.
She'll be knocked out. But she will wake you up when you are free falling from the sky and going down. When you're going down, yes, she will wake you up for that part, though.
I have a great idea at the time, and so I was like, Angie, what do you think about this? And I'm like, I know we coming down. Like you
free falling. Like you were knocked out. I was knocked out, completely knocked out, and now you woke me up magically as we're dropping, like literally dropping. Okay, great, Mom. Hey, you want to talk?
But yeah, start getting your game plan together. Like Jessica said, get your stuff written out of what you want to do. And but don't take a ton of time. Like I said, you be like, oh, in a year's time, somebody else gonna have your idea in a year's time. It's like you need to start working on some things now. And like I said, and just keep refining it as you're going along. And then I just think that's important. Let's start. You got millions of dollars in your wallet. Just that nobody has a job. Everybody needs to work. Okay, so that's gonna be that. All right.
Balenciaga will now accept cryptocurrency payments, even in places like in the Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive store location. So it's great. You've seen other things like with Apple is, of course, going to be doing some payment systems allowing you to use crypto, and now you have these stores, big stores, name brand, luxury, whatever they are, many different ones. But you see this one here. They're saying accepting payments in their flagship stores, including Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, Madison Avenue in New York. And so it's just going to be one of those things, especially people. You should be able to tap into people that have crypto. You should want to tap into them. So the smart businesses know that, are getting to know that. And so just having that payment as an option for people is excellent and wonderful. So a lot of people like us, especially, you may have cards or whatever it may be that you just want to straight deal with your crypto, straight with your payment system like crypto.com or other cards, Fold. I know many are out there. But yeah, so it just another store spreading it out.
Yeah.
And now making sure that they're going to be part of the moving digital currency of crypto.
Yeah. So that's going to be good. All right. Time has moved. Okay. For those of you, World of Women, congrats to you. Even at VeeCon, I think with the community, because we stopped at a lot of booths and talked to a lot of people, the community again was huge. They were literally talking about what they're trying to do, what's up and coming, doing some very good things for women who are in the space. And so if you have not researched this particular project, make sure you do some research on this particular project. The floor, like everything else, it was sky high. The floor is now at 4 ETH. Okay. And so I think when I looked at some of them had sold for even a little bit at 3 something. So do some research on World of Women. Congrats to you all. Like I said, I think it's very empowering when we get more and more women who are in the space to try to get more and more women to come into the space. I think it's again, as far as sharing with one another, I understand we all have our own ideas. It's like you can't share everything, but there are some basic things that we can share with one another that would make this space a lot easier for a lot of people. And if we want to bring more people into space, we have to make it easier. We have to keep making it easier.
Absolutely.
Okay? So this project again is coming. It's going to be out.
Oh yes, another gym rush. For people participating in the last gym rush with the robots, you do have to have 2 of this same type of Blanco leveled up to level 15, but it does allow you to get more rare Blancos because of the fuse of both of those. But like I said, they do have to be at level 15. So if you're not maybe playing the game or up, don't just go buy 2 unless they're already equipped at a level 15. So some people may have already played theirs to level 15 and you can go buy that one. But it is another way for you. It explains even in this article, another way for you to be able to get a more valuable NFT because the scarcity on that one may only be in the end have 20 to 50. Could be 100. but whatever it may be right now, if a lot of people aren't playing it, you'll have a more scarcer Blankos if you do want to do that gym rush again. There's a different one now.
Yeah. So my people who playing, I need your 15.
I need to just come in and buy your 15 low 15.
Just come by there. I'll be shut man. But it is cool. They're still doing a fantastic job on the graphic. And even the ones that they did recently dropped too, I think we talked about last week, the ones where you still can go to OpenSea and buy if you want to use crypto on those too. Those are available. All right. This Space Trip. I just forgot to show the pricing of the Space Trip. So this was a spacing of the pricing of the space strips. They have had a little bit of activity too. Let's see what their activity.
I'm so happy for you guys. You're so great.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Glad to hear that you're happy for us.
Yeah,
You could have bought them at $700 too. Listen, this is the funniest thing. We talk about this all the time. Since you brought it up,
I didn't bring it up. You brought this up. I have my frozen
direct line.
Direct line.
She hears it. She's like maybe the third person now or something. She usually will hear it as we speak about it or something. She still didn't partake in it. She just
No, I was doing 50 other things. I went on the other side. I bought the ferocious drip on the other side. I wasn't on this side.
Yeah, these ones only have a 500 count in total, and each artist only have so many. Feroz is still good, but there is a 300 count on those Feroz, so the count scarcity is a lot less over here on these ones that, like I said, have like 5, 20, 15, 30. So, and then there's of course 20,000 artifacts. I will say even just 8 to 10,000, owners into certain CloneX and stuff, and even though there's 20,000, so some of those people may be true diehard artifact CloneX holders, and they also want artifact be part of some of the history of artifacts projects, so they may be looking to come to own some of these collections. I know one person had like all of them, and then Paris, there's like 2 Paris Hiltons. One Paris Hilton got gifted one, and somebody else, because they had all of the collection, got one. It was like Loca. I don't want to get it wrong, but it was So but if you these also, there's 10 years that come with these, so we ride the markets up and down. People can flip in and out of them. Like we've had ours over a year. Some people do that when the market's high, they'll go and sell and then try to buy it if it comes back down, but don't let it not come back down. So everybody,
you can wave bye bye. Like,
okay, stay in the price. You never in a loss for it, so you're safer to hold it. So especially like I said, we met them at $750. Like we're safe for quite some. We pray it never go back there. It should never go there.
We should be golden.
Right.
All right, dog, time is moving. Okay, fly fish. No, we've talked about fly fish before. This was they're at 3.8. I think it was like 6,000 or 7,000. And again, it's a higher price one. But I wanted to talk about this because we at the event VeeCon got a picture with Micah Johnson. So we actually attended the fly fish event there on the fly fish NFT. The food was like I said, I know it was just it wasn't the actual restaurant, but they've had plenty of food for us to eat. People who wanted to drink, they had plenty of drinks. If you wanted, it was like a very great event, a very, very good event for us to go to. Like I said, just meeting people. Michael was like, told probably like, listen, I was like, I own all 10 of your art pieces. And he was like, what? So it was, but like I said, just another ordinary person again, like, just literally being able to just to talk to the individual. And he's like, I want to be on the show. I'm coming on the show. So y'all, everybody listen, Micah will be on the show. We're not sure. We don't have the date or anything yet, but Micah going to be coming on the show because he did say he really wanted to come on the show and talk with us. And so, again, I think, as far as, again, like I said, being able to get it. And that was one of the reasons why I did buy some of the fly fish and some of the Gary Vee stuff was that I think sometimes you will be able to network in any of the NFTs. You can be able to network with some of the people who are going to be at these particular events to try to, not that they're going to give you inside information. I'm not saying that, but just to find out what their vision and what they still have going on. Because like you're actually in a closer knit. It's not like you got thousands of people that are trying to ask questions. So again, was a fantastic event that we were at for the fly fish there in Minnesota. Okay.
And that was really, really fun to go to.
Yeah, really cool. So, okay, did we miss anything? I know we are like running out of time, and we have been talking and laughing because it was fun. We are back home and excited. Got some new sign gear. So just remember, like always, remember if you have any friends or family that are looking for more information, we have our free Facebook group, whatsnfts.com, whatsnfts.com. Please feel free to send them there to our Facebook page. And then that'll take them to our YouTube page also. That way, like I said, we have tons of videos on YouTube about talking about different projects that we might have been looking at getting invested into. But I think, as Jessica said a little earlier, make sure you're researching. Start learning how to research these projects, and so that you're not buying all these celebrity projects who's going to do absolutely nothing. Okay, so that'll be very, very important. Now, I should say not all of the celebrities, but some of the celebrities who are just in to do advertising for some of these projects. You got to be very selective on what you're going to get in, or you got to be able to get in and get out and be over it. Okay. Anybody else got anything else? Jessica or Massey? Massey, thanks for hopping on with us today. Because Massey normally behind the scenes. We're like, you've been traveling with us. You got to start coming on with us too. Start talking with us.
That's right.
Thank you. No, it's fun. I'm good though.
Good, Jessica, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll be back again next week, and just have a great one wherever you are.
Yeah, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely.